Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fantasy preview for the game between Northern Superchargers and Trent Rockets, if I'm getting the names right. And going to be an interesting preview with Nikhil Bhai. We've had a good
Yep.
last set of games and some interesting
Yes.
drops that have worked. So I guess today should be another interesting day.
Yes. Yes. As we keep saying, it is working because there's logic to it. Some days games will happen without logic, so that's okay. We keep trying and let's see how far we go. But yes, let's have a good game again.
Yes, and I don't know if the stream is frozen of Nikhil Bhai's video only for me or it's for all of
Uh,
you. But
oh.
yeah, he'll get to the. You can
Hmm.
you can try switching on and off. Maybe that will help the camera.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
So we'll get to the preview for today's game, and first up, we'll discuss the base team. We'll also discuss some sort of giveaways that we have in store for you. We'll discuss what free entry contests and bonus contests are in store, and then we can take all your questions. So first up, we'll start with the team then for today's game. So basically, we set
Yes.
up a sort of a base team to discuss with all of you, and then we can discuss, take all your inputs, and figure out who would be the best last set of players to add on to these. So in the keeper, we have gone with Tom Kohler Cadmore, who's expected to bat slightly low, looking at the sort of lineup they have. So Michael Pepper is not too bad an option either, but obviously at this level, his experience is lesser.
Yeah, and again, he's playing at home, Tom Colley Cadmore. So we've known how much home conditions matter, especially in this kind of a league tournament where people are happy to experiment. And I think if the venues lead, so there will be a lot of good scores. That's what is expected. Shorter boundary as well, and shorter square and shorter straight boundary as well at one side. So you can
Hmm.
always pack your team with batters if you feel that they'll come good in a big way. So yeah, that's a very good option to try Michael Pepper. Yeah.
Yes, then we have the batters. So I guess this is the game where we have the rich of batters all in one game. So Alex
Yeah.
Hale is difficult to leave in this format and is going to feel in hot spots. David Malan is going to
Yeah.
open, so again difficult to leave. Colin Munro is going to bat in the top order, and hence we have opted for him. And he might also get into someone like Samit Patel and Adam Lyth. Looking at his form, we also have some other good batting options that Nikhil Bhai will discuss with you.
Yeah, and also Adam Lith could potentially bowl as well. You know, if they get
Yes.
Alex Hales out early, you could
Hmm.
see Adam Lith bowling to both David Malan and Colin Munro. So that is a very good potential option for you to try out. That usually Lith does better while batting first, and
Hmm.
if you feel that the surface will slow down a bit more in the second innings, so I'll say pack your team with bowling second, just like we did yesterday. But that is if you expect a very big score to be put up. I think the average score at the venue, if I'm not wrong, is still fairly okay in terms of
Hmm.
you should probably get a 300 kind of game, but the average score in the last 100 was 161, but in the blast it's been 190. So we'll have to see how the game happens. Yesterday, Pollard's innings actually got London Spirit the enough score to defend. So if something like that happens, second innings fantasy becomes very critical because then you can pack your team with bowlers from second innings.
Yes, truly, truly the case. And when you look at the all-rounders, you have currently with us David Willie and Daniel Sams. We also feel
Yeah.
David Visa can be a decent option, but Wahab Riaz might just play, so we are not too sure in terms of availability, in terms of playing in this game.
Yeah, I think what they could potentially also do is say play Matthew Potts again, see if he's doing good because once they'll go for international duty, they will anyways have to get back Vabrias. But if he plays today,
Hmm.
first innings always take Vabrias. It's just a written rule.
Truly, with the amount of wickets that he takes in those last 2 overs.
Yeah, but just to get it out of the way, yesterday Ante Russell did not bowl at the death. Paul Walter did for some reason, who was a grand league pick as well. But again, that's the thing with England and the domestic cricket, and which is why we ask you to play on Fan2Play because here you can have those all rounders in the game, and not
Hmm.
just the batters one-dimensional players because it's hard to leave when you have 7 8 options. You're anyways going to compromise a lot when you have to pick only 4. So if you have an option of picking 5, please do that. We did talk about Dawson as well doing better in the second inning. So these are the calls that you all to go with gut feel, and you have to take that experiment to not clash also with others. So yeah, that could be a good pick today as well. Going with more all-rounders if
Yes,
you want.
absolutely. Then the bowlers we have gone with Rashid, Bravo, and okay, and Shamsi. I got Delanga selected that just now. But
Yeah,
yeah, we have these three bowlers for now. Shamsi is expected to play in place of Rashid Khan because Rashid Khan is expected to play against Ireland today. So we
yeah,
feel he
in
should make
25
a good
minutes.
pick. Yeah, in 25
In
minutes.
25 minutes, yeah. And again,
Yeah.
we saw what Shamsi did just very recently. But
Hmm.
what you have to be very sure of with Shamsi is you will need a good score, because there are shorter boundaries as well. See, there is a pattern. Try and see if you can relate. In the first match, Shamsi usually goes for a bit more runs, but in the second and third, he comes back very well. So that pattern could very well change if they have a very good score, because then they
Hmm.
have to go after Shamsi, and the captains are going to be smart enough to bowl him with a longer boundary to back him. So then Shamsi could take a lot of wickets. But if the score isn't much, then it's a different ball game. So go with your visualization, as we continue to say. But yeah, uh, while when we always recommend bowling captains, Shamshi could be a very good pick today.
Yes, and especially in the second innings at that.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
many of you are asking about Joe and Faf. So we have left one spot, like you can see, which
Yeah.
would go to one of them. For now, maybe Faf because we have taken a lot of batting options from the other side. But Joe is
Yeah.
equally a good choice. So that is a final call for you to make. For now, we are going to take Faf there.
Yeah, again, the simple point there is because there are enough number of matchups to take care of. Somebody like a Faf becomes very
Hmm.
important, and same is the case with Joe Root. But Joe Root's advantage would be he will give you something with the ball as well if the surface is dry and if they're bowling second. So it's a call that you can take, whether you feel that you want that extra cushion with Faf's catches, or do you want the cushion of Root's potential wickets if he can take a few. So it's a call that you can take between Faf and Root.
In fact, Root took as many catches as Hales in the last game. So there's cushion on offer in various sections currently.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Then we have the captain and vice captain. So I feel captain and vice captain would be pretty much similar for most people in Willie and Sam's. You and like Nikhil Bhai mentioned, you have differentials in Rashid or Shamsi based on whoever bowls second or Dwayne Bravo if he bowls first. Any
Yeah.
batter that you're inclined to in this game?
Oh, very hard for me to keep make a batter captain, vice captain. A few interesting notes in terms of data. Uh,
Hmm.
Adam Lith is playing at his home ground. He knows the conditions very well. He could potentially be a very good vice captain option for you. So he is actually all rounder then. But in the batting section, so you can go with him. You can always bank on Alex Hales in a good chase. If you feel the total won't be much, Alex Hales can do really well, both while batting first or batting second.
Hmm.
Go with what you feel is going to happen, because uh, it's all about getting the conditions right. So Adam Lith, good option. David Malan doesn't have great numbers, average of 19 in 10 games at this particular venue. So you could do what you did with Jaws yesterday. But the thing with David Malan is he won't take those extra risks that Josh
Yes.
Butler is inclined to. So therein lies a very good chance. If you feel that David Malan will have a settled role and he'll not take too much risk, you can go with David Malan as well. He could be a very good combination, say, for you to a stabilizing kind of a player. He'll give you a good safe 30 runs, take a few catches, your job is done.
Yes, I'm seeing a lot of questions about Visa, but yeah,
Yeah.
like we mentioned, if Visa bowls first and he's playing, then we will surely consider him. But for now, that's the reason we have not taken him because we are not sure if Riaz will play or Visa.
Yeah, and also we have not taken Samit Patel yet. Again, the simple logic there is there are enough left-handers in the top order of the other side, so you don't know where he will bowl. Something we discussed with Tom Hartley yesterday, that where they will bowl it. It makes a lot of difference in terms of the options that they have, and I think Trent Rockets will have they have a lot of options, so they can always try a lot of things. So if you feel one of the batters will not work and these all-rounders will work, leaderboard contest, multiple combinations, always in for Jai Mata, the kind of risk.
Yes, and the leaderboard contest and the free entry contest both are currently waiting for you. And you guys were asking about the bonus, so you can use a 10% bonus of whatever you have received in this leaderboard contest and up to 25 teams. So the chance of getting a boost is pretty good here.
Yep.
Apart from that, you also have the free contest, so you better join that as well.
Yep.
And yes, we'll just take all your questions. Yeah, I will just share my screen with your questions.
Yep.
Captain Alex Hales and Vice Captain Adam Lith. That's quite a risky combination.
See, if you think the visualization is right for you, you feel Hales will come good and score big
Hmm.
because he can do that. Go ahead and do it. Personally, I think both me and Viren are very not anti-batters, but we are pro bowlers. So we don't like to go too many times with batters unless they are in exceptional form. Somebody like a Josh Butler or KL Rahul, who's a banker for you in terms of the runs
Hmm.
that he scores. So again, to each his own. If you feel this combination works, I think Lith we already discussed. He is a very good option to try out as vice captain. If you feel Hales will do good enough as captain, please go ahead and back him.
Yes, and some of you are asking about the pitch and ground dimension, so I'll just share that with you guys. So this is what the ground is
Yep.
currently looking like at Headingley, and we know it's generally pretty evenly spread out, except for that one odd short square boundary.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it won't be as small as the oval yesterday in terms of how the pitch behaves. At times, it is generally spin friendly, so you can expect something there. But because the square boundaries are shorter, if the pitch is even slightly fresh or flat, then it can cause trouble to spin.
Yeah. Fair call. That fair call.
It's 100. Yes, Harsh, as we just mentioned. So it is slightly spin friendly and it can help cutters too. So yeah, it is a good call for you to make. And we've seen that in grounds that are slightly smaller, we see totals getting piled up and the second innings bowlers just having a game out there. So if
Yeah.
you feel like that's what's going to work for you, you can go with that sort of approach too.
Free tip: Adil Rashid, Grand League captain. Jai Mata Di.
Yesterday, gone with your instinct, Abbott bowling first and Dawson bowling second, finish well, learning to visualize scenarios. Thanks a lot. We'll attempt to keep doing that. That is the main aim here.
Yes. See, that's the point. We don't want you to become too independent so that you don't tune into these videos, but we want you, but we want you to be in a position where you can visualize these games much more uh, in terms of grand leagues, because that's where the real fun is. Because when you take a call and it works, it is very good, because 9 out of 10 times maybe the gut feel is still always right, but you don't get the desired result. But yeah, that's the point of the videos, to share information with you, and how you use the information to be different from others. That is
That
what
is,
will take you higher in the leaderboard as well.
yes, best contest on Fan2Play. So I feel like if you want to play a contest, the best contest first to play is the leaderboard. Apart from that, in the
Yes.
small leagues, they have a lot of bonus cash that you can use, and their
Yeah.
entry fee and prizes are much better than other apps. So I feel like it's pretty competitive in that nature.
Yeah, I think you can go with all the super hot contests that you normally see on that platform. If you feel you want to be a bit more safe at times, then there are very good safe contests as well. So the key is to join them in time. If you join them very late, maybe you'll get the same opponent in every single league. But otherwise, you can join all the Super 8 contests. They are great. They fill up in very good time, and they have very good rewards as well. And same is the case with hot contests, like 10 spots, 35 rupees entry fee. Everybody gets 63, the top five. So it's a fair call, because if you're going to go with a safer team or a risky team, you still get not almost double, but you still get a good amount back. So you can find your own niche, but these are very good contests to try out.
Yes, totally. And Harsh Brook might not be available. We are not too sure on his availability, but he might be playing for the England Lions today, if I'm not wrong. So I don't think he'll be available.
Yeah, we can just check the scorecard. I think the match is already begun, so we
Yes.
can. So yeah, South Africa versus England Lions. Let's go to the scorecard, and England Lions team has Harry Brook. So pick him. Sibley, Jennings,
Again,
Lawrence, Haribrook,
many of
Ben
them
the
are
King.
asking me for the Ireland versus New Zealand. Sorry, Ireland versus Afghanistan game. So I'm just gonna share a slide base team for you guys that you can take a final call,
Yes.
because I know it's deadline time and I understand we're taking your time here. So you deserve to know what is best. So
Bilkul.
I'll just quickly put on the base team here, and then we can just discuss what sort of options we have in terms of changes. So this was the base team that I thought about for any of you who saw my other preview today, and this is somewhere what I'm currently looking at. And I will just look at what is up with the toss, and maybe we can take a final call on who we want to
Afghanistan
play
is batting.
against.
Afghanistan is
Afghanistan is
batting.
batting. So my thought process, now that you're here, I think I'll pick your brains on this. My thought process was
Mm.
that Josh Little or Mark Adair with their pace might be able to trouble Zazai up front. So do you feel like that is a fair call, or do you feel like Najib might just not get a chance to bat as much?
You always feel in Belfast there will be some early wickets, and given the way how
Hmm.
Zazai swings his bat, it's always a tricky one. But the thing with him is, if you drop him and he scores big, he
That's
leaves
game
you
done.
shattered in terms of the points that he gives you because with boundaries. So if you
And
feel
ground dimensions
little,
are small. Hmm.
yeah. So if you feel Adair or Little might do the trick, feel free
Hmm.
to drop him out. If not, maybe you can still have him in your side. Don't make him captain, vice captain. So yeah.
Fair call. And apart from that, what other changes do you see in this lineup?
Yeah, it's a very tricky question because I didn't do much homework for this because I know I would be in the call and it will not be possible for me to edit on the go. But given what we saw in the South Africa series,
Hmm.
you saw competitive scores being put up and the games being a bit tight as well. So not very sure of how spin is going to go there. So probably picking more all-rounders again will might be just be easier, but you will still always back Rashid Khan. So that is not a question at all. And
Right.
Mujib has a decent record
Hmm.
against Ireland, 12 wickets in 7 matches. So uh, and he's going to bowl second. So he's taken more wickets bowling second as well. So again, yeah, very good option for people to try out.
Yes, and currently, guys, the lineups are not out yet. So, as in at least
Yeah,
what I've seen till now, they're not out. So,
yeah.
unable to judge in terms of who will play or who won't play. But if you guys enjoy the insights and want to stay tuned for another 5 minutes, we are happy to share the final team here itself, because I can see 70, 80 of you are tuned in. So, always happy to share insights here. Okay, someone is saying Zazai is not playing. So, okay, that is good. One headache lesser.
True. I mean, that is the thing with one of the leagues, one of such tournaments as well. They have 5 matches, but you still don't have a lineup even with 12 minutes to go. So, yeah, always happy to make a base team much earlier, but then scramble at the end to find out who
Yep.
is not playing, and that changes in
एंड
11, 11 teams
तब
again.
तक सब लोग जो यहाँ पे ये ज्वाइन कर लो. डोंट मिस दिस
Uh,
आउट. Now that you guys have stranded me on the call and are not letting me go, I'll shamelessly join my leagues in front of you. So don't miss the contests. And here you can see there's quite a good amount of bonus usage, and I'm sure all of you are stashed up with bonus and don't know what to do with it. So I guess it's
yes,
the best option for you to pick up all these bonus leagues and join them.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
Let's just wait for the lineups. Give me a minute or two, and then we can discuss the final team. I'm just waiting for the exact lineups.
Yeah. Till then, maybe if you have any questions on the 100, we can do
Yes,
that. Till the
sure.
lineups are out on
Any
most websites.
questions? Happy to answer.
Yeah.
Any tip to disconnect with emotion as a feeling is sometimes it goes weird. So भाई ये आप वो वैलेंटाइन डे वाला इमोशन पूछ रहे हो कि जो लास्ट मिनट पे आप चेंज करते हो वो वाला इमोशन, वो थोड़ा डिस्क्राइब.
Please. Always good to get details.
या ऐसा नहीं
Be
मैं कुछ और बोल दूँ.
yeah, yeah. I think you are always going to be emotionally invested. But
Hmm.
what I feel is a very good practice to be is be don't be attached to the result. Be attached to the process. Be attached to why you picked someone and why you dropped someone. If there is logic, go with it. Don't go with hindsight. If you knew what was going to happen, nobody in the world is going to pick people who will get out on ducks. So uh,
Yep.
do not go down that route with your thinking. And yeah, I think that's the gist of it. just be attached to your processes, and yeah, keep improving, see what's working, what's not working. बाकी तो जो लिखा है वो होने रहे होके रहेगा.
Totally. Okay, Ireland's lineup is out, and we
Yeah,
have Paul Sterling, Balboni, Locken Tucker, Tector, Delaney. So this looks pretty much unchanged from their last series. Curtis Camphor, Dockrell, Adair, McBride, McCarthy, and Little. So
yeah,
yep, that's exactly the same lineup that we had in the last series. So there's no change
yeah.
there. And yeah, guys, I know lineups are out now. Till I check the lineups, you go and hit the like button till I check the lineups. सब लाइनअप
Very.
आउट तो ऐसे बोल रहे हैं जैसे मेरा इंटरनेट चला गया ऐसे.
But now again, see, let's just keep sharing while you are here. Some good picks while batting first or batting second. Uh, I'll just share my picks. Najibullah Zadran, my favorite guy. Whenever Afghanistan bat first, he's the first guy that I always pick into my sides. Uh, a differential pick if you want to try out, though he's not bowling first. I think Abdullah Omar Zai could be a very good option. Uh, though he's bowling
And he's
second.
handy with the bat also. Hmm.
Yeah. So though he's bowling second, you will feel that we don't know how exactly how good he will be. But the other options are Fazul Haq Farooqi and Navinul Haq, and I sometimes feel maybe Navinul Haq is also better bowling first. So again, you can go with what you definitely feel strongly about. I feel Abdullah, Omar Zai could be a very handy option, and yeah, the rest I think the base still remains the same. I think most of them are playing, so I think that should be good.
Okay, one punt change that I'm going to make here is I'm going to remove because I see Najib is batting low and I don't know in terms of opportunity or in terms of how much pressure he'll come into bat. It is sometimes uncertain to pick a finishing
Yeah,
batter.
yeah.
And Shahidi has looked in good form in the domestic tournament, so I feel that is a worthy change to make.
Yes, Shahidi follows me. Please pick him.
Oh, okay. Then he's grandly captain or vice captain.
It is great, it is great when when cricketers from other nations keep a tab on your uh, account and they follow you. You feel like okay, कुछ तो कहीं तो सही कर रहे हैं कि लोगों को अच्छा लग रहा है. तो yes, glad that has come through at least.
So, guys, this will be the final team for this game. I'm not going to fidget with it anymore. I'll just zoom it in a little
Mm.
bit for you guys, and you guys can set it up. The keeper will be Gurbaz. There'll be three batters: Paul Sterling, Harry Tector, and this is Ashmatullah Shahidi. So, practically, if you saw my base team, this is the only change I've made here. Then there are the two all rounders, Nabi and Camphor, and five bowlers: Adair, Little, Fazal Farooqi, Mujibur Rahman, and Rashid Khan. So this is the team that I'm going with. In case you cannot see the keeper in the snippet, the keeper is Rahmanullah Gurbaz.
Yep.
In case you have any questions in terms of Grand Leagues that you've joined, mini GL changes that you want to make, please feel free to share and we'll happily answer those too. And good match for investment or not. So it's a decent match, I feel. It's the first match of the series, so it's always going to
Yes.
be slightly tricky for you in terms of people will bat where, who will bowl how many overs. But I'm going with the combination that I normally go with. 70 to 75% of my allocation will be in 50 or 100 plus members, and rest would be in the small leagues.
Yes, and also one good thing to remember is still 8 minutes to go. Back the guys who've been scoring runs. So if you want very differential options in wicketkeeper, go with Locken Tucker. He's been scoring runs. He did that versus South Africa as well. You will always have someone like an Usman Ghani. If you feel he'll play the safer role, while the others go and attack, that's also a good option to try. So remember they very recently played a T20 series, or most of these players. So I'm
Hmm.
sure most of you anyways made teams for those games as well. So yeah, you can use that inputs here and take your risks accordingly.
Yes, and if you guys are playing on Fan2Play, then worthy for you to even try and switch out a batter for, like Nikhil bhai mentioned, Azmatullah Umarzai can be a decent
Yeah.
pick. So maybe if you want to switch out someone like Sterling or Tector, then it's a worthy choice for you to make.
Yes, eventually you always have to back your gut feel, but yeah, always
Yes,
good if you're playing grand leagues. No option in trying out a few plays.
totally. So I guess everyone's looked at the team and everyone's questions are clear. So
Yep.
thank you so much everyone for tuning in. We hope we could be of some help to you. We'll see you again in a few minutes on another forum, so you better stay tuned for that. And apart from
Yeah.
that, if you have not subscribed, go subscribe right now and smash the like button so that we win the mini PL in
Yes.
this game too.
Yes. Please do. Thank you so much always for tuning in. Yes. Constructive feedback always welcome. Hope we are making your time worth as well.
Totally. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye bye.